Hi guys, Ben and Survey 7 back again with you, Gina, and yeah. Welcome in the bonus video for us. Now, right now we're in the underground, and yeah. You are right now looking at this year's list for Rewind in Time. Now, let's go ahead and bring my folder again, and I will go through last year's list. So, let's go ahead. Last year's was actually last year first up. It was interesting to see that we have actually made a first time in history that we had a bump couple of night episodes due to, as you see right behind me, we had the house remodeled, and for the last past couple of rerun times, week 6, we was right in the front bedroom, and I'll tell you more about it when we get there. So this is from last year's. You ready? From last year, we had E.T. for the Atari 2600. And yeah, we all know that one by now. And still, a learning lesson. Do not mess with E.T. But NES with Nightshade wasn't that bad, so there you go. Atari 7800 with Rampage, and then the Master System, we got to see Streets of Rage. That was a good one. Game Boy, Cubit, Genesis, Urban Strike. Week 4, Galaga 90, Game Gear, the Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. And I thought Galaga 90, to be honest, it was a great game. Week 5, we got to see Joe and Mac. Pebbles? I would not. Week 5, we got to see Joe and Mac. And I came close to beat that game. 2, by the way. But on that week, now you ready for that? The first time we got to see the Philips CDI in action, and it was, of course, The Joker's Wild. That was fun. But then that week 6, because actually week 5 was the last week we did the SNR up here. Then week 6, we had to go downstairs. And that week was the Sega CD 32X Jurassic Park. Do not mess with Jurassic Park, by the way. And Shadow Squadron Stellar Assault. I thought that wasn't that bad, to be honest. I got far in the game, but not too far, so that's sadly. But then when we did we did a Saturday. We were supposed to do the week 7 on the day we was gonna be in the hotel room, but unfortunately we couldn't do SNR anyway, so we had to push back a week. Then, when we were supposed to have the house ready to go by then, but they was like so backed up. But that was on cue, but apparently they had a bit of issues. But one of them was the rainstorm we had. Kind of slowed that down. We had supposed to be going back to continue on to week 7 from there on the 23rd, but we pushed that back. But then it got pushed again. We were supposed to do the Scrabble San Francisco Wars, so we ended up doing Jackbox instead. But then when we hit in the weeks of May 7th, we did the 2. But then on week 10, we did not do all that. We did 8 segments with that. So we did the Sega Saturn, Virtual Boy, PS1, N64, Game Boy Color, Dreamcast, PS2, and Game Boy Advance. All in that week's episode. We had to play major catch-up. But both of the pinball games on the Sega Saturn and the Virtual Boy. There you go. PS1 Scrabble was, yeah. N64 San Francisco was 2049. Again, a really good arcade game too. Race, not so much. Well, Race is pretty good. Again, not so much, but you know, it's an arcade game. Really good. Game Boy Color was Warcraft in Paris. Thought that was gonna be something, but Crazy Taxi 2 is where it is. Really good. But then when we did week 10, we did Ridge Racer 3 or Ridge Racer 5. That one was. That was something. And then on the Game Boy Advance, Sonic Pinball Party was. What's the end of it? It was really good. Then we went to finish up from here on out with the. Sorry if I'm gonna get my notes on this. There we go. Week 11. We went back on schedule. Xbox, GameCube was both the Arcade Treasures 2. PSP, when we did Tekken Dark Resurrection, that was something. Driver for the Driver San Francisco for the 360. That was really good. Storyline was great. PS3. Time we ever did Madden for the PS3. Lego Batman 2, DC Superheroes was something. But week 14, that's where I hit trouble because I can't get Hot Wheels World's Best Driver to go, so I had to swap that with Wheel for the Wii U. But the PS4, we went back on track to end up with Canna and the Bridge of Spirits. But you know what? That game was good. But on the final week, supposedly we were supposed to do Forza Horizon 5, but I ended up doing Tunic instead. But again, really good game. But we didn't end up with Mario Party at the end. For the Switch. That was something. That is last year's. And now, folks, we're looking at this year's list. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the list. Here we go. And we are going in chronological order. So you ready? For week 1, Atari 2600 NES. Oh, I probably need my folder back again. Let me get to it. Atari 2600 will be with the NES. So, yeah. Week 1, Atari 2600. So again, like I said earlier in of course, this night's episode. Here we go. We got the Crest for Cortana, Bermuda Triangle, Quick Step, Space Jockey, Star Master. Not bad to see. But if it was down to, I would probably say Bermuda Triangle is, like I said before, Bermuda Triangle is a submarine game, but you're in the ocean. What's the best out of 4 Bermuda Triangle is the flashing lights. If one of these night episodes, right? If that gets picked, this will be the first start. But it will be the first start to play the Atari games in the dark. I'm hoping it would be between that and Space Jockey, which is a space game. Number 2 will be the NES in week 1. Tecmo NBA Basketball, Kabuki Quantum Fighter, Super Spike V-Ball, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and finally, Clue Land. Again, I hate to point that out because this is one of the bad games again, but I'm hoping it's not Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde because that is the hardest in the bunch. And knowing me here on SNR, that's the challenge. Yes. But that game is really hard as anything. I need to rewatch of the one in stream where Mike Matei actually beat that game. And he wanted to show it to James Wolfe, aka the nerd himself. He actually beat it. One of the hardest game ever. But what I want to see is Clue Land because it's classic. It's a puzzle game. That's what I like to see out of it. Week 2 will be Atari 7800 Master System. So Atari 7800 will be Scrapyard Dog, Mario Brothers, F-18 Hornet, Pole Precision 2, Tower Toppler. I don't know about this one, but I guess if you want the best out of the Atari, you gotta go with the Mario Brothers. Next up, Master System. You got Home Alone, the New Zealand Story, Double Target, R-Type, Hang On. Again, you're gonna see out of this from the Master System. So I hit So there you go. Week 3, Game Boy Genesis. Game Boy games. Mega Man 5. FIFA Soccer 96. Mortal Kombat. Prophecy, The Viking Child, and The Humans. So that's the Game Boy for you. Genesis. World Rash. Side Pocket. Lethal Enforcers 2. Gunfighters. Tecmo World Cup. Puyo Puyo. Now, of course, if you guys haven't seen Puyo Puyo, it's a Japanese equivalent to Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. But that is the Japanese equivalent to Mean Bean, but they actually translate to Puyo Puyo. But as you know, as the later title in the Switch, it's Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is you playing Mean Bean and Tetris. True, because that is on the Switch too, by the way. But if it is Puyo Puyo, try to say that 10 times fast. That's the game I want to play, because I know how to beat it. Because I've actually beaten that off camera. But then again, it's just me. Week 4, TurboGrafx 16. You've got The Legendary Axe, Keith Courage and Alpha Zones, Samurai Ghost, R-Type. The classic and all in TurboGrafx, by the way, Splatterhouse. In Splatterhouse, it's not easy, actually. It is a bit hard in Splatterhouse. Eamon plays. Mike Mate's girlfriend actually beat it on stream. But in order to get the best ending, you have to play the game again on Nightmare Mode, which is the hardest. So, there you go. Game Gear. You got Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Jeopardy Sports Edition, Lion King, Madden 95, Star Wars. Week 6. Oh, no. Pardon me. Week 5. I'm a week ahead. Week 5, Super NES. We've got Wayne Gretzky in the NHL PA All-Star. Rosea. Gods. Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Buzz Loose, and Star Fox Super Weekend Competition. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, this could be between Tiny Toon Adventures and Star Fox Super Weekend Competition. Because it's Star Fox Super Competition, you're just playing against whoever had the high scores. Tiny Toon Adventures, you got Buster Buzz Loose, so you're just playing as Buster. And actually, Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster Buzz Loose, I used to play that game as a random when I was a kid. I think that was back in 91, 92, or 93. That's a long time ago. But you know me. Another challenge. I'll go for it. CDI. Again, this would be. Now we're going to take a look at the Philips CDI with Effacer, Striker Pro, Arcade Classics, Alien Gate, and Name That Tune. Of course, Name That Tune has got with host Bob Goen, so keep in mind. Week 6 again, when we get there, will be Sega CD. And the list will be Slipheed, Wolfchild, Echo the Dolphin, Snatcher, and Joe Montana's NFL Football. And again, in my prediction on that one, it would be either. Actually, it would be either Snatcher, Wolfchild, and Joe Montana's NFL Football. That's what I'm leaning towards. But what I'm more leaning towards to play is Wolfchild, which is the Sega CD version of it. If you get to areas 3 and 4, when you get to those two areas, one of those areas have a walking beat of music right there. Because that OST, either that's 3 or 4, has got that really good beat. And that's my jam for the Sega CD. So if that gets picked in, yeah, I want to get to that level or that area because it's really good. $32X, you got T-Mac, Tempo, Doom, NFL Quarterback Club, and Blackthorn. Week 7, Sega Saturn, you got Sonic R, NHL 97, NFL Quarterback Club 96, World Series Baseball 98, and PGA Tour 97, that's going to be Sonic R with 4 sports games. Virtual Boy in Week 7. Red Alarm, Virtual League Baseball, Mario Clash, Nestor's Funky Bowling, and Mario's Tennis. And keep in mind with Mario's Tennis, that is the first Mario Tennis game, besides the N64 version, that's the first Mario Tennis you see on Virtual Boy. So again, keep in mind for that. Or keep in mind, actually. Week 8, PS1. We've got Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Digimon Royal Rumble, NFL Game Day, Space Invaders, and VMX Racing. I don't know. Space Invaders, we played that on the N64, but the PS1? I'd like to see where that is going. I think most of the guys here on Discord would love to see where this is going in Space Invaders. N64. We've got California Speed, Monster Truck Madness 64, Ready to Rumble Boxing, Vigilante 8, Star Fox 64. One of the better Star Fox games, in our opinion, because it's definitely the better version. Game Boy Color. We've got the Powerpuff Girls. Paint the Townsville Green. Looney Tunes Collector Alert. Rolster's Trophy. The Muppets. NBA Hoops. The Muppets. Eugene.
What?
The Muppets on a Game Boy Color.
Marty will love you for that. Yay.
If that gets picked. Oh my god. Again, if that gets picked. Yeah. Week 9 will be the Dreamcast, huh? Oh yeah. Dreamcast will be Ready to Rumble Boxing, NFL 2K2, Tennis 2K2, NBA 2K2, and World Series Baseball 2K1. And all those sports games will be in the Dreamcast. Week 10 will be the last game in the... No. Actually, pardon me, will be the first game in the 21st century. The PS2 will be Burnout 3 Takedown, Marvel Superhero Squad, NBA Street V3, Summoner, and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 08. For Game Boy events, you've got Razor Freestyle Scooter, Kingdom Fighters EX, Neo Blood, Global Star, Sudoku Fever, The Jungle Book, and Street Racing Syndicate. Again, you're looking at these games from the Game Boy events, and that is week 10. Week 11. Now, this is the year, still in the year of 2001. Xbox. Burnout. Madden 06. Arcade Trashes. Midway Arcade Trashes 3 this time. NHL 2002. And Tetris Rose. Again, are we going to see number 3 in the Midway series? There you go. GameCube. Crash Nitro Cop. Midway Arcade Trashes 3. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. Tony Hawk's Underground. And NBA Street V3. But with NBA Street V3, you'll be playing with Mario characters too with NBA stars, including rest in peace Kobe Bryant. That's gonna be something. But again, Midway Arcade Trashes 3, you know where it is. Really good game. PSP, in week 12, we got Jack and Dexter, The Lost Frontier, Tiger Woods PGA Tour, Hard Rock Cafe, Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09, and Midway Arcade Treasures Extended Play. For the 360, Burnout Revenge, Madden 10, NBA 2K22, Project Gotham Racing 3, and Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09. To round it off during the year 2006, 6, PS3, Burnout Paradise, Gran Turismo 5, Madden 10, NBA 2K22, and NHL 13. Oh boy. Then again, both Madden and NBA, I got the same games. But the Wii, you're gonna be mistaken for week number 13. Wii, Build and Race, Ford Racing Off-Road, Madden 10, Need for Speed Carbon, Tiger Woods PGA 9 All Play, and this is on the Wii, by the way. And by looking at all three at the 360, PS3, and the Wii, it has Madden 10. So I'll be quite surprised one of those Madden games will be in that list for this year's. Actually, that list will be, that list. But who knows? Now we head off to 2012. It's not from here on, will be 2012. Not somewhat modern. But now we head to the Wii U. And we got, in week 14, Ben 10 Omniverse 2, Lego City Undercover, Shovel Knight, Transformers Prime, Brunswick Pro Bowling. But here on out, in week 14, and this will finish up in week 14 and into the final week in week 15, will be the modern games we see now. PS4, Dip 4, Madden 18, NBA 2K22, Sonic Mania Plus, Tekken 7. Final week will be the Xbox One, Switch. Xbox One, FIFA Soccer 17, Madden 21, Sega Genesis Classics, Madden 18, Atari Flashback Classics Volume 3. And this would be the last one in that series. And now, to finish off a one-time final week, week 15 in June, the Switch. We got Cruisin' Blast, Lego City Undercover, Nickelodeon Kart Racers, Splatoon 3, WarioWare Get It Together. So ladies and gentlemen, that is this year's list. And out of the whole list, a lot's gonna get cut. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Only 30 games will be going through. A lot of those out of those 30 will get cut. Yowza. That is pretty much the list. Now, I'm looking at my schedule. Wednesday's the only day. And before I will go through on my Twitch schedule for ya, Wednesday's gonna be that day where those games you see on that list, 30 of them will be in this book. And that 30 of them will also be in this Discord server chat, and I will get that pinned too, by the way, so I know what week we're gonna be in. I'm gonna be pinning the winners. The winners.
What?
The winners. Oh my god. This night episode. We just went from a moisty art to
Uh,
Super Dick to Super Dick Jr. and our wieners. What the fuck?
wieners. Right. Ben is obsessed with wieners. I can't believe I have to play and slip.
Folks, my brain is starting to fry. And I think I better gonna have to hit the hay early. My brain is starting to fry. Again, out of those, a lot, 30 of them you see, like 30 of them will be pinned in our call group server group, and I will pin the winners, so I know where on each week on that night episode what we're gonna be at. That's where we're gonna be. So it can actually help me out in the before hours. Oh, and I also did mention every end month we will have variety night. We will do 2 segments of variety. The other 2 to be with Rewind Time. Because I did mention we are going to do this until June 10th. Because June 17th, I may or may not be doing SNR on that week. But we'll see how that one goes, by the way, when we get there. But on that week episode, when we finish, next week, the next week after, we'll probably start something there, and then we go. I think we'll be going through the rest of the specials we gotta go through. Of course, we gotta go through Rerun Time, we gotta go through 4th of July. And that's normally be our DOSBox night too, by the way. Redemption night's gonna be happening on a Saturday before my birthday. And a lot more. So stay tuned, folks. Yeah, that's normally be the line. But, as you see right here, that will be the list. Again, 30 of them will make it. A lot will be cut. And the theme from the list, I had to pick randomly. The theme was filler title games we have never heard of. Some of those we heard of, like the Switch, we heard of Cruise and Blast, we heard of Splatoon 3. Game Gear, we had a Sonic 2. We had a Splatterhouse on TurboGrafx. But the Super NES, we have never heard of Musea. We have never heard of Gods on the Super NES. Prophecy on the Viking Child. We have never heard of that on a Game Boy. I mean, we are still hearing the good ones. Like the PS1, it really got some good ones like Castlevania and Digimon and NFL Game Day. I never heard of VMX Racing because it was a fair title we have never heard that one on the PS1. Virtual Boy was shares we have never heard of Red Alarm or Virtual League Baseball, or VLB for short. We never heard of that. $32X, never heard of Blackthorn. I heard of Temple. I heard of Doom. But on the 32X version of Doom, it got rushed to beat deadlines. And it shows. Like in Doom for the Super NES, you got that the hardcore walking music to it. The 32X version was supposed to have that, but when it got rushed into deadlines, it didn't happen because all you can hear is like voo 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 voo, like the Genesis version, but it's not the Genesis 32X version, instead of the Super. But that version's been a lot better since, so. But yeah. But on the Super NES version, it has more levels. The 32X version is missing a couple of the levels that what the Super Nintendo has. But then it says reverting around the 16-bit war. And it says reverting back to that war. God, I am outdated myself. I'm getting old. And I know you guys are gonna say, that's what she said.
We're the only two in our 30s.
Right. Well, you are actually the dead on age. I'm about a few years older.
Yeah, you're about 9 or 10 away from a colonoscopy.
Fuck. Anyways. That's that. Kinda love for these. And again, 30 out of a lot of games. And it's like I said before, 30 of them is gonna make the cut. The others, I know, 30 of them is gonna make it. A lot of others gonna get cut. Oh, I can't talk straight. No, I can't think straight tonight, evidently. So, there you go, folks. That is what we've got in this year's list. Now, again, the winners. You will be able to see when it's all uploaded for Sundays. SNR. So when we first start, we one in time, and this will all be pre-recorded too, by the way. You will see it on Sundays on YouTube. So hope for the best of these games. This the class of 2023, but the real class of 2023's SNR Rewind in Time will be listed as the winners. Yeah, the winners I will list down Wednesday night. But this reminds me right now for a Twitch stream schedule, and I will get it done real fast. When I see you guys, after I get this one uploaded, I will see you guys again for Cross Sunday, Beanball 3. And I'm starting that at 3, by the way.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you to Mockery. I'll be starting that off at 3. Monday, I will be doing Murder Mondays, and that would be at the regular time at 6. Thursday will be a Thursday stream. Don't know what, but we'll get to that one. And then when we do our next pre-recorded SNR, which will be this week, for that one's gonna be the NBA All-Star Weekend, by the way. On 6/21, next week's SNR will be Game 2 Jeopardy Platinum. You'll see the Atari Lynx and the Neo Geo Pocket Color to be seen. So, 3 of those will be there. So that's next week. Again, I'd like to thank you, team, for being part of it. Thank you all for watching. See y'all next video soon.